Okay, we are in the fifth and final game, where apparently TSS is demanding to replay one of the maps, based off of Kilgrath apparently suiciding the spiders. I guess that's the rationale for why we would replay it. Our plan here, according to Donsky, Dante's Peak, is that what it was? Then became Donsky. I don't know. I'm old. I forget things. Is to just win this game, so it doesn't matter. So, from a trade perspective, more archers on the side of TSS, 3 dwarves on the side of my team versus 5. You know, I mean, nothing earth-shatteringly different about these trades. It's territory, so it doesn't really matter. The one thing I do agree with Genghis about, and there are very few things, is that territory is really just dead from a competitive map play perspective. Like, there are very few maps, maybe some of the really big ones with a ton of flags, where Terry's is more interesting than King of the Map. But King of the Map is just a superior game type, in my opinion. All right, that being said, back into the game. Looks like both teams are running it down mid. Small north flank for the side of my team. Not going to do a ton. Again, with fewer archers here, Graham pulled a Karma and immediately walked in. Got 2 of his archers pusked. Only going to lose 1. But again, in a map where you do have fewer archers to begin with, losing 1.5 archers to start things off is not great. Arsenic thinks that was totally penisable, wanted to rush. Rabbit and Bone called it off. I think that's probably the first time. Raz is on a war pack. He was bored. I think he knew the match was over. But I'm impressed. Ours calling for the rush. If I were there, I would have done it. We would have died, and it would have been fun. 7% lead, mostly based off that trade there with the early pus from the MyTeam side. Donsky is probably the best archer player in the game then and now when it comes to these big mid standoffs. So I think he'd be able to put some pressure here. You've got Khan, Kilg, and Milkman, who are not bad players. They're just gonna have a hard time, I think, standing up to that in the long run. Ink and Rab are flanking south. So Kilgath calling for a rush mid. Instead, you've got Kron shifting south. So I think the moral of the story here, very few commands, actually none, coming out from... Oh, and we got... Clearly folks are watching the Euro Cup or the World Cup or whatever was happening in 2012 since Spain just scored and we got people typing. So it is a 7% lead. Kron is shifting down here. You've got 2 dwarfs into this and a decent number of warriors. So if he just coordinates these dwarfs, if Honky comes, they clearly have the pus to do counter pussing. They can, I think it would be fine. At this point, now that it is a more even archer fight, the archer back and forth is happening. For some reason, I hate the spot that these dwarves ended up in, and the position here is just all wrong. So rough go of it for Kron, gets wiped out. Mid now also in his position. Ours is flanked around, so mid, even though it is just 11% lead, is getting just gangbanged. Kilg rushes in. At this point, it doesn't really matter. And with that, that's going to wrap it up here. So, final verdict, 4 games to 1. Even if you rule out the Spider Queen game, which was apparently contested for TSS, gem of the series, like I'd say, nothing like high-level mything in the year of 2012. I'm sure it's only gotten worse from here, based on a lot of the films that we've all seen ourselves in. But anyway, until next time, that is another Karma review.